We appreciate all of you getting here. I know some of you have come from games. We have some teams that are actually playing today, tonight, in Tampa, in Orlando. So we're going to do a later one and try and help those guys out so they can be a part of this meeting. So again, thank you for coming. Thank you for making the time, the effort to be part of our 2019 Meet the Club night. So this session is for ECNL/pre-ECNL players. Tonight, I think, will be a very special night, one you won't forget. Last year I asked you all a question. I asked, could you remember back where we were 3 years prior, before the merge? And pointed out several things of how the club has changed and the things we've implemented and put in place for one reason: for you, the player. And obviously, what comes with the player is the family. What comes with the family is the team. What comes with the team is the club. And that is non-negotiable if you're going to build a truly successful club. So tonight, I think we're going to be able to show changes, structure of a club, the success of a club coming to fruition, the countless hours of hard work that's been put in by yourselves as players, by mum and dad's dedication and help giving you this opportunity, your coach's dedication, the club off the field with Chris, Cassia, Lynn, Alice and now Marla working incredibly hard to give all of you a professionally run club that provides opportunities to fulfill your goals and your dreams. Along with that comes the countless volunteers that help out in events like tournaments, soccer marathon, that are very important to how we as a club can grow. Also, the many team managers that give countless time and hours in helping the team, the age group, the club move forward. It truly is an army of people working together for the common good. The common good being what? You, the players. It's very simple. I said when I came here 4.5 years ago, we will be about opportunity, we will be about building, we will be about success, we will be about progress, and we'll be about you having every opportunity to be whatever it is you would like to be. I look at the faces in the audience. Some of you are a little older now, but when I came here, you were 12, 13. You were 10, 11. Not that long ago. Now, we're under 17, under 18. We're under 15. We're under 14. When I came here, you were all babies. We have some of the new babies in the room. We have some of the under 10s, the under 11s, the under 12s. They won't thank me for calling them babies, but as far as your soccer careers are concerned, your baby's on the first steps to hopefully great things. Simple as that. So, all those people come to make Florida Elite. What our goal was very simply in the first couple of years, build a base that we could build a club that would be second to none. Do not build it on sand, build it on granite. Build the walls, build the structure on titanium. Don't build it on straw, don't build it on wood. It won't last. And that's what we've said about doing. We've gone through many changes, if you think about it. Changes on the field, changes with coaches. Some have come and gone. Some didn't last long. From the original first few weeks I was here. But it was all done with one common goal. What is in our players' best interest? What will create a club that is second to none to give you the opportunity to be who you deserve and want to be. So, that being said, At this time, as you know, I always think it's very important to recognise everybody that plays a part in this. It's not one person, it's not one group, there's no I in this club. There's no me in this club. It is truly us and it is truly we. That's why I mentioned the groups that I talked about. Everybody in this room plays a very, very important part. Before I came to Florida, there was always a myth and a question about why is Florida not producing great clubs? We know they can train 24/7. The weather in general is phenomenal. It's not Michigan where you're in snow 6 months of the year training indoors, or New York or Boston or any place like that. You can train pretty much 12 months. Facilities are great. We know the athletes are tremendous. We know there's a lot of potential and good players. What is it? Well, once I came down here, I always wondered, because I played some phenomenal teams from this state. But then you'd never hear of that club again. Temple Terrace. Clubs like that, Clearwater Chargers. Fantastic team. We'd compete with them for a national championship, and then I'd never play them again at a decent level for another 5-6 years. So why was it inconsistent? Well, I think the reason why is the structure and organisation of many clubs. A lot of clubs rely solely on volunteers for everything, which is in lots of ways important for youth sports and has its place. But in today's day and age of youth sports, it's very dated. We have a tremendous board of directors, an intelligent group. And the reason why I say this is they work incredibly hard behind the scenes to make sure we as a club can build and push forward. The club, as far as soccer is concerned, is run by the professional coaches. Every coach in this club has a hand to say in what we're doing and how we're doing it and where we're going. Our board is 5 people, headed by Stephen Mayle, the president. Stephen's 2 girls, one's in college, 2 of them play on the rec side, and they coach in our rec program, which is phenomenal. 2 of our other board members don't have kids that play in the club. Their goal is solely what is in the best interest of our whole club, every player. What happens in most youth clubs is you have a parent board and the bias gets in the way. Human nature, I guess. Where that person may go one way and not be fair to their child, but 99% of the time it goes the other way and it affects the club. It doesn't allow it to run. It doesn't allow it to do things it should do. So the mom and dad soccer club around the country is no longer. And that's not being disrespectful. The big soccer clubs around the country now are professional, professionally run, professionally trained, professionally organised. That's why the Eclipsers, the Surf, PDA, Crossfire, Stars of Mass, clubs like this, Concord Fire, do exceptionally well. But they've been this way for 20, 30 years. I think being here, a lot of clubs here are run by volunteers, and it holds the clubs and the soccer and the kids back. We truly are a professional club off the field with one goal in mind. How can we make this the best experience you can have as a serious elite level player? I think the foundations we have, I think the structure we have, I think the base we have now built, we are geared to enormous and tremendous success. Tonight we're going to talk about a lot of that. We're going to talk about fact. We're going to talk about achievements, successes. Because as I said when I first came here, we are about winning. We want to win. We don't apologise for wanting to be first. That is what competitive sports are about. I told you before, my opening line to the first group of coaches when I first walked in the door, if you tell me you're just about development and not winning, then you don't know what you're doing, there's the door, leave. I think the terms I used were a little stronger than that. But the message was clear. You do not win if you don't develop. You're not successful if you're not doing the right things. Tonight, we're going to emphasize and highlight and celebrate a number of your successes that you've enabled us to have as a club, but through your hard work, through your dedication, through your humility, these results are now coming. This is the very tip of the iceberg. There is much, much more to come. For me, it's almost deja vu. This is my 4th club. I've seen this 3 other times. I've seen this pathway. I've seen this is where we are. This is what's coming next. And it is very, very exciting. I've told you this before, and I sincerely mean this. I am incredibly proud to wear this badge. I am incredibly proud to wear this shirt. Honoured, humbled. It's a privilege. And I feel that being a part of something like this with the players we have, the teams, the coaches, that we have great things are coming for everyone. That feels that way, works hard and puts in the necessary effort. But for us to be able to do these wonderful and great things, we must always recognise your families, your mom, your dad, your teammates' parents, for the effort they put in. For without them, you couldn't be here, you couldn't do this, you couldn't be part of something like this. So please give your mom, your dad, and your teammates' parents a round of applause. Also a massive part of who we are and what we do. It's very simple, and we'll speak more about this later. We got soccer. Without them, giving us the resources and the means that they give us, we wouldn't be able to improve and build the club we have so quickly. Coggin Honda, who's been with us from day one. Phenomenal support, tremendous support in backing the club and helping us get to where we want to get to. They both bought into the vision and the goals and the targets we set immediately. We see it, we want to be part of it. Publix. I've noticed a lot more of you are shopping in Publix, because when I'm in there buying my Powerade Zero, which would be a good sponsor, and we're working on that, and I'm in there buying my oranges and protein bars, I see a lot of parents in there buying from Publix. They support us and they support our younger programs. Obviously, St. Augustine Orthopedic have been with us from day one. Do a phenomenal job getting ATCs at all of our games, our tournaments, our events, the ECNL games. Every weekend you have a trainer there to take care of you. Orthopedic doctors at our disposal. Some of the best in the country of the world. Looking after our players, speeding up the process to get them in, get you treated, and treat you like a professional athlete. Also, the financial backing. People say it's rude to talk about money, but it's real to talk about money. Without these groups, along with Nike, your fees would be up around $3,500 per player if we were charging with what the costs are. But because of groups like Coggin Honda, We Got Soccer, Publix, St. Augustine Orthopedic Associates, and Nike, they're not. The board, our financial group, our club is committed to producing the best product we can for the lowest price and cost we can possibly do this. We've said from day one we will not turn players away because of cost. The more successful we become, more travellers got involved. When I first came here, believe it or not, I asked, how many state cups have we won? The answer was, we don't enter state cup. What do you mean? I'm thinking there's some great tournament nationally that we're in, so I'm all excited. We're not good enough. We don't go in state cup. I couldn't believe it. Now you'll see tonight we have teams winning on a national level, the best in the country, ranked in the top 2 in the nation. And we'll discuss and go through that team, individual and group, the achievements that our players, you guys, are now looking to do. Having said all that, I will preface it. I think as a club, on the field, we're 50% where we need to be. We're 50% of where we're going to be. I think off the field, we're 75% of where we need to be and 75% of where we're going to. So, but having said that, the point we're at today, in my experience with my other clubs, I would have said it would have taken us 5 years to do what we did in 3. 7 years to what we do in 5. So we're ahead of schedule, down to your dedication, your hard work, and everybody in this room that plays a massive part. So to our sponsors, please put your hands together, give them a round of applause. So, we have a number of things we're going to cover tonight. Our Tottenham partnership, Tottenham relationship is going from strength to strength. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're sending players over to England, over to Tottenham, that won Player of the Week in the Tottenham ID camps. Out of that group, we picked younger boys, younger girls, older boys, older girls. They were not picked as a team. They were picked as individuals to go and train with professional coaching. If they do well, they'll be pulled into the Tottenham Academy and they'll train with their age group. One telling factor, sorry Chris, I jumped one of your slides and I've even got it in front of me. One telling factor is a major development. Andy Rogers, who comes out here, most of you have seen, he's spoken on this stage, has now taken over the women's programme. Tottenham Hotspur ladies are currently first in the Championship, one below the Premier League. Second behind them is Manchester United. They should always be second behind them, but don't get me started. So they are about to get promoted to the English Premier League. Part of that deal, they will turn full-time professional. And one of the things Andy said to me was, who's going to be your first player that comes and plays for us on the women's side professionally in England? Against Arsenal, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, all those clubs. Obviously, we all know Carly Lloyd went and played for Manchester City. I think she did 2 months and got £1 million. Not bad work if you can get it, yeah? Hard work, dedication pays off. If you look at the pictures, you see some of the pictures there from the ID camp. And what I want to do is all the players in this room that will be going to England in 2 weeks, please come up here. So as they're coming up, Andy was in town last week, we met with the families and the groups. It is truly a one-of-a-kind deal. It is truly a one-of-a-kind trip. It is truly a life-changing experience that these players are going to have. They will train with the pro coaches there in the academy environment. They'll see games, they'll go to Wembley Stadium, God's Stadium, God's team, but that's just me being biased slightly. So, talking last week, most of the younger kids that are going are playing or are in, actually they're in Orlando playing. We've got one here in Jenny, but we got a cross-section of players. We want it to be a male-female, boy-girl experience, girl-boy experience. Some of these players will be pulled out. The girls to the Tottenham women's academy teams to train with them. Our older ones that do well, if they think they're good enough, they're going to have them train with the women's first team. At least one session. What a phenomenal experience that would be. In that group there are England internationals. There are some of the best players in the world, obviously. So Andy's position really helps us with that. The one thing we can guarantee with this opportunity, it'll be filmed, we'll see a day in the life of all of them while they're over there for the 8 days. It will be life-changing in many ways. This is part of the opportunity we said we would bring, we wanted to bring, and we want to create for all of you. Very, very simple. So one quick question. Are we excited to go? What's the one thing we're looking forward to the most? Okay, meeting over. I didn't tell him that.
The coaching experience?
The coaching experience, she beat Big Brother, well done.
The playing experience, touring the stadium.
Food. Just like a different experience.
Training experience. Not the plane ride.
So Reddy's not a big flyer. And bless her, Bree said food, she's never been to England before, has she? Sweetie, stay away from the fish and chips, trust me. Trust me. They're addicting and they're awful. Okay, so please give them a round of applause.
Gave him the golf clap.
So, part of that trip, we'll be sending 3 coaches. We'll be sending Joe Conlon, who's our new coach we just hired full-time. Joe's a Division 1 college coach, has been coaching in college for a number of years. You would never guess it. Please stand up, Joe. Welcome Joe to the club. We'll be sending MJ, who is driving back right now. He's just texted me, I won both games, coach, so he's very happy. He's just driving back from our girls' game, and MJ said to me, 10 years ago, I think I could play for the Tottenham first team. I didn't burst his bubble, I just said, sure. John McClellan will be the other one to go. John will be accompanying the team. John had ACL surgery on Wednesday. I think he was in a tackle with MJ, and that's what caused it. So John couldn't be here tonight because he's convalescing, but they're the coaches that will go. As you've seen before, our 03 team went to England, toured Scotland, played at Tottenham, went to England's training centre. This coming summer we'll be taking the 05 boys team over there. They will be based solely at Tottenham. They'll do a little bit at St George's Park, which is England training facility, but everything will be based around Tottenham. That opportunity is open to every team in this club. Every team. We don't want the under-9s, the under-10s going, and we don't really open it up to the 17, 18s, although we don't take it away. It is there, male and female. 17, 18, we're obviously focused on college, but that opportunity is there. Every player can go as a team. The way you go as an individual, let the Tottenham coaches pick you out. That's why Andy was here this past weekend and say, we'd like to see her in our academy. We'd like to see him. We'd like to see them. That's why we did the partnership with Tottenham. Don't tell Andy, take this off the film. I'm a massive Leeds United supporter. But Tottenham's a phenomenal club. And we partnered with Tottenham for strictly business reasons, for strictly opportunities for our players. Myself and Stephen went over in January and met with them and did a full day of meetings at Wembley Stadium. And all we talked about was, from our standpoint, what is in the best interest of our players? What do we need? What can we use? How can we make this better? They, Tottenham, very much the same, have decided, instead of going around the country and going with other clubs, they want to stay with Florida Elite, use our club and our model to go around the country and bring other groups in. Obviously that's something we're negotiating, we're talking about, but our priority and our goal are our players that are here. That will always be the case. So the good news is, we're 6 months into a 3-year, they would love to rip the contract up and rewrite a new 10-year deal. So, from their standpoint, they're thrilled by what they see in your conduct, your behaviour in training. The parents, they think it's phenomenal that you guys let the coaches coach, because they don't see that in other clubs. They think it's phenomenal that it's a professionally run club, and that it's not Julie's mum or Jimmy's dad on the board dictating things because it doesn't suit their son or daughter. And that's what they see as they go around the country. So, good news, great news with that. We're very excited for our players to go. We have a quick message from 2 of the girls, Rihanna and Renee. Sounds like a music group. but I think Rihanna's the captain of the team and Renee's on the England under-21s national team, about to get pulled into the first team.
Hi Florida Renee, good luck for the new season. We've heard about all the success you've been having. Keep up the great work, we look forward to seeing you soon.
So the last time we had Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen, I believe, so this time we had Rihanna and Renee with the girls. And as we said, with this partnership, it's very important that we can provide for both our boys and girls opportunities that wouldn't normally be there. So obviously, we're doing that, and the move with Andy taking over the girls' program only strengthens everything. As you see the pictures up there, you see prior meetings with the Tottenham scarf. You see the boys that went over last spring. Jackson and Addis front and centre. Amari, is that you trying to squeeze in? They'll sign a copy when they leave, I think they said to me earlier. And then the top picture, you see all of our kids at the Tottenham ID camp and enjoying that. How many of you went to the Tottenham ID camp with the Tottenham staff? Put your hand up if you went. Did you enjoy it? Hello? Yeah? No? Okay, good. Well, we're going to continue to do the clinics and camps, and we're going to look to expand them with other opportunities coming in, along with the USL team that we'll talk about. So, next we're going to move on to ECNL. Obviously, we're very proud to be a member of ECNL. I want to make you aware of some developments that are out there. I don't know if you were aware on the girls' side that 10 of the best female programs in the country were kind of doing ECNL and DA. They dropped out of girls DA, citing that the league was not very good. You can read it on the ECNL website. It was a lot of money for nothing, and they didn't get what they thought they were going to get, or what they were told they were going to get. Just recently, in fact yesterday, Crossfire from Seattle pulled out. Probably the best club up in the northwest in the country over the last 15 years. They pulled out of DA and have gone in fully into ECNL. Other clubs that did that: Eclipse, Chicago; Slammers, California; PDA, New Jersey; Concord Fire, Atlanta, Georgia; Dallas Sting, Dallas; Challenge, Houston; Stars of Mass, Boston. These are clubs that, if you look back at national championships over the last 20 years, these were all clubs that were either in the final or thereabouts in the Final Four, the best in the country. Dropped out just to play ECNL, citing the other league was nowhere near the level, nowhere near the standard, and not what was expected. On the boys' side, you'll have seen that DA is dropping you 12, 13, and 14 boys. It's dropping them for, I'm sure they have their own reasons. Also, the MLS clubs are pulling out of DA, citing competition's not strong, too much travel, winning games. I think one MLS club came here to Jacksonville and won 13-0, 14-0, 9-0. Nobody wants to travel 10-hour round trip, 16-hour round trip for those types of results. So we're very proud and happy we made the right choice in the right league. Our league is going from strength to strength. It's added the best clubs, therefore the best teams, the best competition, that is only going to make us better. The opportunity for us to get in was obviously at the time great. The league did us a big favour because we were a brand new club. We had no history. They did it based on what they felt we were going to be and the potential we had. The staff we have and the information we gave them. They, like Nike, like We Got Soccer, bought into where Florida League is going to and what we are building. So from that, and because of that, we've had pretty much instant success. So what I'd like to do is bring the 01 girls up, please, and the 03 boys, this past year's conference champions. Come on up, please.
imagine our girls that big,
So, this year we won the under-17 girls, the under-15 boys conference champion. Both teams went on and competed in nationals, did very well, but obviously this year our goal is simple. We want to win what?
National champion.
Great answer. A national championship. That's not easy to do. How many people in this room have won a national championship? I've been fortunate to be involved in many with my clubs. Here, we will be involved in more. This is what we are building for players at this level. Future national champions. The club that I left, on their website, it says very simple, the Dallas Texans, the home of the national champions. They won a lot of national championships, so they had a right to say something that bold. We want to get to that level. Players like this and players coming through, I don't see why not. Our younger teams, the 05 boys, the 05 boys, 06 boys, 07 boys won the pre-ECNL league. Same with our younger girls, 05, 06, 07 won the pre-ECNL league. So the future is definitely involved. Our younger teams today that are in the league, and some of them are in Orlando, some of the girls were there yesterday. How did we do? How was the result? Good, bad? Your coaches told me we won just about every game. We did really well. So the future is only going to be better. The future, and these are tremendous players, is only going to get stronger with what you're doing and how you're doing things. We're not just about win, 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 win. We're about doing the right things to be successful. We're about developing you as people, developing you as athletes, as soccer players, to go on to play college and beyond and be massively successful. But more important than that, and your mum and dad have told you this and will testify to this, that we want you to be successful people. So whatever you want to do when you finish playing, you can do and will be very successful. Whether you want to be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a banker, a coach, a teacher, an astronaut, whatever it is you want to be, the skills you have here and you've developed through dealing with competitive sports and adversity will propel you to be very successful. Whereas the normal person out there doesn't have that. They've not experienced that. And you will find employers are looking for people like you, driven, relentlessly so, motivated, humble, hard-working. Everybody wants that on their team. Everybody wants that in their workplace. Everybody wants that in their school. And obviously, these boys and girls showed that in abundance this past year, and both up near the top right now of the leagues coming into the turn, coming into the spring season. So please give them a round of applause. It's been a phenomenal season.
She doesn't want a cookie. Get over it. Maybe she doesn't like.
So, we also have another significant point we're bringing in the month of March. We will have our first collegiate ID camp. And we've held off because we want to make sure the first one we do is right and is the best out there. Simple as that. On the board behind me are some of the schools that are coming to our college ID camp to watch you, to see you, to recruit you. Obviously the 03s, the 01s are very, very good. They are conference champions in the best league in the country. But we want it where all of our players will be seen, will be chosen, will be picked to play in college. This year we have players from our first, second, third, fourth, fifth team going to play in college. 5 teams in an age group. We have players going to play and committed to play those teams. The coaches have done a great job, so have the players, and so have the families. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring up our players that are here, that are not travelling obviously, that have committed and are going to play in college. Please come on up, let's give them a round of applause. As we've said many times, you're going to college for an education. Once you get the education, then the sky is the limit of where you want to take it and where you want to go. We have close to 40 players committed right now. We expect by the end of the spring season, we will have around 60 boys and girls committed to go and play in college. Please give them a round of applause. So you see up on the board, the schools that our players are committing to, the calibre, the quality. But the first thing we're going to college for is what?
Education.
Brilliant. You have to say that, Mom's watching. Okay? Education. And this is for all the little ones. Okay? I'm going to ask the girls some questions. Because it is not easy to go and play in college, to be selected to play. We have a player here going to Princeton. We have a player here players going to play at Florida Gators. North Carolina, 23 times national champions. We have players here going to play at Florida State, the national champion today. Well, we took some of you a couple of weeks ago to do a tour with Coach Kokoria. Also, we have two players that are at Florida State right now, Kirsten Pavlisco and Abby Newton. Abby transferred in this spring from LSU. They were both here last year. Kristen won a national championship, okay, as a freshman. And I pretty much think she played and started every minute. As a left back, for us, she played up front. But she could play anywhere, because she's a great player. The players you see here can play anywhere, because they will end up playing 9 times out of 10 in different positions. But their coaches have worked with all of them so they can play in different areas, except the keepers. That's specific. That's a specific position, but you never know, overlapping keepers. So, these girls have worked incredibly hard. Okay? Their dedication is immense, relentless. Their humility to do what they're doing and achieve what they're achieving. So please give them a round of applause for the lead class. So my question there, we see the girls, we have boys that are committed that couldn't make it here tonight. So we're about close to 40 players committed. We expect by the time we're done April, end of April, we'll have close to 60 players, boys and girls, committed to go and play in college. So when you look at that, and you look at these players, here's what I say to you. This can be you, it can be you, it can be all of you. What do you think it's going to take for you to be up on stage when your turn comes? What do we think, RG? What's it going to take? Determination. What do you think it's going to take, Harriet Kane? Effort. What else? Hard work pays off, yeah? Julian, don't ask your brother for an answer. What should I tell him? Julian? Desire, love it. What do we think, girls? Dedication, brilliant. So these are the things that we all have to have. They have, you have. Your opportunities are coming. So again, please give those girls a round of applause for doing great. We're very proud of all of your efforts, but we're obviously very proud of the players that are going to go on and represent Florida Elite. Next year, the year after, and the year after that. So we have some awards that are more individualised now. And we're going to bring up some players that received awards this past year. And when you see this, this is how you look at this. Weak players go, nah. Strong players go, that's going to be me. I'm going to beat that next year because I'm going to work hard. So, two players I want to bring up here, they're eager, they're ready to go. So if they come up and Christian sent them to the steps, is Lexi and Hayden. Give them a round of applause. Okay, so Lexi was chosen to the All-Conference ECNL team from our 03 girls, and Hayden was chosen to go and play and train in the National Pool ECNL training camp in Portland, Oregon. Girls, awesome, great job. Also, we want to bring up, I can't even read this, it's that small. So, all conference players, Tori Grambo, Cami Lusto, Abby Newton, Avery Patterson, Lexi Finn, Kirsten Pavlisco, Taylor Radecki, Morgan Schooley and Delaney Torsel. Give them a round of applause. So these girls were all chosen as players of the conference by all the coaches within their conference. They were seen throughout the year and they were targeted as these players did exceptionally well. Give them a round of applause, please. All conference with the boys, Jack Deary, it's easy to read there, Brady Johnson, Amar Messick, Joey Mueller, Mirza Neverick and Martin Pineros. Coming up, please. Also our group that went to Ireland to represent the club in the Super Cup, Jack Deary, Eduardo Gomez, Hunter Sweat, Nate Thompson, Anderson Tucker and Josiah Yost. As you can see, the National ID camps. The girls' camp was held in Portland at Nike Town, where ECNL put on a phenomenal show. These players are handpicked by scouts and by coaches outside of the club from within the conference. And the players who are picked on the girls' side, Tori Grambo, Avery Patterson and Hayden Petrick. Unfortunately, Tori was injured at the time, so she wasn't able to go, but we're hoping we can get her there this year. Touch wood. On the boys' side, the boys' National ID camp was held in the Bahamas, in Nassau. Jack Deary was not able to go because he was playing in Europe, training and trying out with Partick Thistle and playing in the Island Cup. But please come up, Jack. Brady Johnson, Amal Messick, Joey Mueller, Martin Pineros all went to the ID camp in the Bahamas. So give them a round of applause, please. Southeast Player of the Year for ECNL Boys was picked by all the other clubs was Martin Pineros. Stephen, if you would like to come up, please, I'd love for you to present these awards. Stephen plays a massive role in our club, enabling us to do the things we do for the players in a very quiet way. So I think Stephen doing these awards is quite fitting, and as a president of the club, I think it's appropriate. The Girls Conference Player of the Year, Avery Patterson. Two last but definitely not least awards that speak for themselves are huge. We have two new All-Americans. And the two All-Americans in the club, Avery Patterson. And on the boys' side, Nate Thompson. We have great players in this room. We have great teams in this room that are only going to get better. Down to your hard work and dedication, the coaches and the club's commitment, relentless commitment to excellence and striving to give you the best opportunity. But the players that are up here truly represent excellence, dedication and the highest caliber. You'll notice a number of them have been up and down for different awards. This can be you, this will be you. Work hard. And never let anyone tell you you cannot. You can and you will. Please give them a round of applause. We're very, very proud of all of you. Okay, thank you guys, thank you. So we now have an unveiling. So as has become the tradition, we're now going to unveil next year's kit, next year's uniform, next year's outfit. So we eagerly anticipate what we're going to wear.
Pink and blue, or we going back?
Okay, here we go. Give them a round of applause. So, as you can see, we flew the models in from Paris. But they're not thanking me for this. So, this is our new home kit. There is one shirt in the whole country. It took Nike 2 weeks to get us this one shirt. With the strict instructions, tomorrow morning, this has to be sent back to Nike HQ. So here is our new home kit, modelled by Winston. Give him a round of applause. Okay, so Ellie is modelling. Got it. You can tell we really worked on this. Ellie is modelling the new away kit. You notice we've gone away from the blue vault. We had to get special permission for this to happen. This is a bespoke Tottenham Hotspur kit in their traditional colours. 120, 30, 40, 50 years, whatever it is. Me and MJ was about 12 at the time. They don't let anybody, and have never let anybody, change the design of their uniform. They have never allowed anybody to put their badge with anything else. But they're so happy, humbled and thrilled with the partnership we have. They were very eager to have their design team draw this up and send us many different renderings, many different uniforms that we could look at and say, we'll wear that. So this will be your second kit coming into next season. Do we like it? Give it a round of applause. So Emma is now modelling the new sweatsuit. Ellie just tackled the podium, well done now. Emma's modelling the new sweatsuit. We talked to Nike when we first came in and said, we want Volt, we want this, we want that. They said, you don't want much. I said, we want everything, because we are Florida Elite. We don't want to be like anyone else, we want to be unique, we want to be different in things that we do. Our kit, our colours, our name, everything we stand for. We are building a tradition of excellence. They agreed because Nike followed me from Dallas, from Austin and Charlotte. This is going to happen. So finally we have a Vol quarter zip that will be your sweatsuit for next season. This is what we will be in. Do we like it? Round of applause. So Chris, I don't know how he got this job because he couldn't catch a goal. So Chris is in the keeper outfit. He'll kick you, but he won't catch it. So this is our new goalkeeper outfit. Give him a 12, Chris. Good boys on that. So this is our new goalkeeper outfit. It's obviously top of the line gear, top of the line technology. We'll let you take a closer look when we're finished. You'll get to see the quality of the material and what you're going to be wearing. It truly is first class. And this has happened for down to 3 groups. Obviously Florida League. We got Soccer and Nike. We class them now as joint partners. And also Tottenham Hotspur. So please give them all a massive round of applause. We have one more surprise.
No.
Is it the shirt or Tigres? Mate, you're a big hit. So, the surprise for all ECNL teams this year, all pre-ECNL, 09, 08, 07, 06, 05, 04, 03, 02, 01/00. You will all be getting this kit this week and this shirt as your new warm-up and travel jersey. You will get this week at practice. Who's excited about that? We are. We are.
Let's go, 2.
We are Florida League, and this is your new outfit, and this is what you're going to wear this week. I hope you're excited. This is part of playing for the best club in the country, and representing one of the finest football clubs in the world, Tottenham Hotspur. Give them a round of applause.
Yeah, how are they going to do that? Everybody's going to get large.
Who likes free? Who likes Tottenham shirts? Okay, so when you travel to all games now, you will wear the Tottenham shirt that little Tigres is wearing. When you warm up before games, you will wear the Tottenham Hotspur shirt. So we better do laundry when we're on the road. There will be no, well, it was dirty. This is what we will wear. The kit Ellie's wearing is now your second kit, is now your alternate kit. The deal going the other way is fantastic. Tottenham are now going to wear the Volt. We only charged them 100 million. I thought it was reasonable, don't you? I'm joking, please don't say that. So, we're excited. Tottenham are very excited. Nike said, Sean, this does not happen. I said, it does to Florida League. This is different. Nike were huge in making this work, so was We Got Soccer. That's why we must be loyal when we buy shoes. Nike shoes. I'm looking at your shoes too. Everything we do players supporting us. We support We Got Soccer and we support Nike. And obviously, we want Tottenham to win the league and the Champions League. So give them a round of applause again. Thank you. Okay, so our next announcement, as you've all seen, and we must stay focused, yeah? Otherwise I'll keep the kits. And just to show you, we are not joking. Here it is. Here are your shirts, here are your uniforms. They'll be going and your coaches will give you these this week in training. This was driven by Tottenham and by Nike. They wanted to do it with ECNL because of the travel you do and the branding they will get around the country. From the summer on, the kit that Ellie was wearing, that will be standard for every team as our second uniform. They just wanted to launch it this spring, make a big splash, make a statement of their intent, and they wanted you guys to be the models. They wanted you guys to have the opportunity to wear this. Is that good? Excited? Brilliant, brilliant. Hard work does pay off. So, what do we have coming this summer? The USL 2 team. Our men's pro team. We're obviously very excited about it. This is your team. We want a team in North Florida that plays at the highest level possible. MLS, USL. There are other leagues. I think MPS something and something else. They're glorified mum and dad co-ed leagues. This is legit. In our league this year, PSG have a team. Brazilians, I believe it's Corinthians, have a team. The Germans, I think it's Stuttgart, have a team. So there are many foreign teams, pro clubs from around the world in this league, getting their players experience and looking to sign raw talent. We are in this league for one reason, for you. The players, we want to give you every opportunity to be a part of this. For the families, we want to create an opportunity for you to be able to come as a family, enjoy the game and watch it this summer. Our first game is in early May. We will play May, June and July. It is your team. Quite simply, we're working on putting the team together right now. We just signed a player yesterday from France. We signed a goalkeeper from Holland. We just signed 2 Brazilians last month. But bigger and far more important than that, and this is why we're doing this team. We are using this inspirationally for you, aspirationally for you. We want you on this team. We are still working with 2 groups to do this for our girls. To have the same team for the girls. The issue with this is the leagues we've talked to are not financially stable. And we don't want to waste your time, or our money on something that we don't think is going to be viable. This league, USL 2, produced 85 players for the MLS this past year. 20 players went overseas to play South America and Europe. It's a stepping stone to the big leagues. That's how we look at it. It's another opportunity for our players to push on. Once we've negotiated and we feel it is the right decision for our players, we will have the same team for the girls. You have my word and the club's word on that. Whatever we do for the boys, we will do for the girls. Whatever we do for the girls, we will do for the boys. So, hence, that is why it was very important to have Andy take over the women's team at Tottenham Hotspur. We have now direct access to getting our players involved training and with that team. So as we move forward with our USL2 team, it will start training in early May. The majority of our team will not be pros. They will be 21 and down, even younger than that. Sat in this audience tonight, on the same field you will train on tomorrow night, or Tuesday night, or Wednesday night, or Thursday night, you will be training with some of our USL players that are in our club today. My goal, dream, is to have a roster full of Florida Elite players that wins a national championship in that league. Not easy to do, very hard, and will take time. But right now, as we come into this year, we're going to bring up Jack Deary, David Monroe, Martin Piñeros, Hunter Sweat and Nate Thompson. Come on please, give them a round of applause.
Oh, good song. Song gets a little dirty.
Tottenham Hotspur, when you go to their games, they have a song. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Harry Kane, he's one of our own. And when you hear 100,000 people belting it out around Wembley Stadium, it's pretty spectacular. Well, on the roster, we will have at least 8 to 10 of our own playing for our team. We are at 14 players right now. We will put 26 on the roster. We will have a first team and a reserve team. The reserve team will be made up of some of our younger players. When players get injured, we will pull our players on. That is the goal. Martin, 03 boys, will be on the USL roster. Nate, 01 boys, will be on the USL roster. Hunter, 01 boys, will be on the USL roster. Jack, 02 boys, will be on the USL roster. Now notice, I said roster. They have to make the team. They have to work hard. They will be training against college players and men. What a great experience. What a great opportunity to further their career, to further their opportunities, and to gain incredible experience every day training with players of that caliber. They've been selected because they're good enough. They've been selected because they're ready. They've been selected because we know they will hold their own. How much they play will be up to them. There'll be 26 players fighting for 11 spots. Mums and dads won't be asking about playing time on that team, I'll guarantee you that one. But the bottom line is, we want this stage full of you on this team. We have bigger goals and bigger dreams to go beyond USL2 and go up the leagues. As you saw, Stephen has the USL new sweatsuit. I know what you're asking. Is he one of your overage players? We're still negotiating. He has lost a step, but haven't we all? So, the boys have been selected and chosen, but this is why we've done the USL team. This is your team. Chris is going to be sending out details of how you can be a part of this, how you can be involved. I still expect to bring more players from our teams into this roster. We will finish finalising the roster May. By the third game, we think we'll have all of our players report. So, the challenge ahead is massive. The opportunity ahead is massive. We as a staff, and it'll be Florida Elite coaches coaching the team, we as a staff know, as a first year team, bringing players in from all over, it's going to take a little bit of time. But what we want to create is a team in Florida Elite's mould, DNA. We want a team that's aggressive, that plays, that keeps the ball, that connects and plays excited, attacking football. Exciting, attacking soccer. We don't just want to be a great team on the field. We want to be a team that breaks season ticket records, attendance records for the league. We want to make that splash. When we went to UNF, we broke the crowd record. When we went to JU, we did the same. When we went to Flagler, we did the same. We want to do that with our team, your team. So please, get behind the boys, get behind the team, and for the youngsters in the audience, think big, dream big, be driven, and this is your stepping stone. We brought this team for one reason: create more opportunities for you to fulfill your goals and dreams. I'm going to quickly go down the line and see what the boys' dreams are. Goal and dream.
Play professionally in Spain, Barcelona. Play for Leeds. Play for Leeds.
Leeds United. I don't know where he got that from.
Play for Leeds United. Be better than Nate Connor.
So Monday through Friday, they're going to put that one to the test. We're going to get that going. But also on this group, there is David Monroe, who is an 03. He's also playing the club. He was on his way here tonight from Tallahassee. He drives around, 6-hour round trip to play on the 02 team. But his mum got sick and they had to turn back. So again, we expect to bring more of our players onto this group. So please give the guys a massive round of applause. So,
Horrible choice.
excited. We talked about this 4 years ago, and we talked about building a club and putting things in place that were different. We talked about opportunities. I had people come to me and say, this is really exciting. Can it really happen here? People come and said, I've heard this before from other people. I shook their hand and said, you haven't heard it from me, and you haven't heard it from Florida Elite. All the people, the coaches, Stephen, the board, Chris, all the people working behind the scenes. If we say it, we're going to do it. Relentless pursuit of excellence. Relentless pursuit of opportunity. Relentless pursuit of changing how the game has been in Jacksonville, in Florida, and in the country. We don't want to be like anybody else. We're not going to be like anybody else. I came here to build the best club in the country. Everybody that I'm involved with on a daily basis believes and is driven and feels the same. Why? It's very simple. Girls, can you stand up? Stand up. Front 2 rows, stand up. And they all stood up, believe it or not. Okay? These are our little ones. This is why. And everybody else in this room that is wearing a red goalkeeper shirt or a Volt shirt, this is why we're doing what we do. This is why the club is driven towards creating these types of opportunities. Every day I go on the field, I see it in training, in how we behave, in games, in conduct. The parents, for the most part now, our parents are tremendous. They support. We don't have issues, very few. They support the team and do play their role. The coaches are working incredibly hard. You will notice we've had quite a turnover in some coaches. We've also had a number that are here and have been here for 4 years. They're here because they care, they go above and beyond, and they'll do whatever it takes for your son or your daughter. Simple as that. Some of the coaches that went didn't share that. We want the very best for all of you. We expect the very best. We ask you to be committed. We ask you to be dedicated. We demand you're committed and dedicated. Because if not, none of what you saw and have seen tonight can happen. From the championships with the teams, to the national pool, to the conference players of the year, to the collegiate commitments, to the All-Americans, to the players going to play overseas, to the boys that are going to play on the USL 2 team. None of that happens without the qualities. You all know exactly what I'm talking about. The difference with our club is a relentless pursuit for excellence. Thank you. There is no I, there is no me. There has to be a humility, and we all must remember where we come from and how we got here and who is helping us. Humility is a massive key. Drive is a massive key. Ambition, hard work, all the things you said. You must remember this every day. Not only will you go on and be successful as soccer players, you'll go on and be successful in college and beyond. And that is what Florida Elite is about, and that is what the DNA and the backbone of this club is. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, thank you for coming. Thank you for your time. Great stuff.